Welcome back. Our post-game show presented by the Maroon Club, enhancing 23 Division I sports. Join the Maroon Club today. And our player of the game is presented by Coca-Cola. Experience the Coke side of life. Dan Mowdy is with, I'm sure, a disappointed Fran O'Hanlon. Here's Dan.
That's a great effort, Gary. I mean, so close all the way. Second half, Coach, you guys really came out firing away. The margin 10-4 outscoring Robert Morris, and then 13-6 and an 18-8 to start that second half. Tell us what happened from that point forward.
Well, they started to drive the basketball, and we didn't have an answer for them. They're a little quicker than us, and they started to hit some threes, and we lost them in transition. But I thought it was a great effort by our guys. We knew Robert Morris coming in here. It's a team that won 24. They beat Kentucky. It was going to be quite a battle, and I thought we acquitted ourselves well. We just didn't get some of the stops when we needed them.
You've taken on some known brand names here on the national basketball scene, starting off with Villanova and playing the Wildcats very tough as well, and here the Colonials of Robert Morris. Does it get any easier when you travel to Princeton on the 20th?
No, unfortunately not. These are the top teams in their league, and for us, if we want to go where we want to go, we got to be able to compete with these teams, and we have so far. We just haven't come away with a win right now, and we got to go back to the drawing board, work on some of the things we had to shore up, and hopefully have a better effort against Princeton.
Last year, you were able to put the ball in the hands of a very qualified senior, and Tony Johnson, who now plays pro ball in the Netherlands. This year, you've got Bryce Scott, a sophomore from that same area of California, who did pretty stellar work here tonight. A new career high of 25 points, and he was your go-to guy down the stretch, it seemed. He
did a nice job for us, but we should have put the ball in Dan's hands a little bit more. They had a tough time stopping him, but they were just so athletic and very aggressive. It made it hard for us to get it into Dan's hands.
Well, Coach, a super effort to keep Robert Morris on the ropes for as long as Lafayette did, and good luck against Princeton.
Thank you.
All right, that's Fran O'Hanlon, the head coach of Let's bring in our Coca-Cola player of the game, Bryce Scott, with a career-high 25 points. Bryce, I know you traded all in for a win here tonight, yet you really did have these Colonials on the ropes here for a good portion of the evening.
Yeah, definitely. We really had them. We need to find a closer. Last year we had Tony Johnson, and he really closed games pretty well. So this year we're still a pretty young team, looking to find out how to close games.
You seem to be growing into that role, though, and that you mentioned who might be there for having the ball down the stretch. You do a pretty fine job with it.
Oh, thank you, appreciate that. But yeah, we're just trying. We need to find easy buckets. We took some pretty hard shots towards the end, the last 10 minutes. We didn't really get the looks we were looking for. So if we can just continue to keep working on some easy looks, we'll be all right.
The numbers for our guest here, Bryce Scott, our Coca-Cola player of the game, 8 of 15 from the floor, 3 of those from the arc. 6 for 6, perfect at the free throw line, 25 points, a new career high, and throw in 6 rebounds as well. Bryce Scott, our Coca-Cola player of the game. Congratulations, Bryce.
Thank you, appreciate that.
All right, let's bring it back to Gary and John.
All right, Dan, and congratulations to Bryce for a career high, as Dan mentioned, 25 big points. It's time to take a look at some of the highlights of tonight's basketball game, and that means John Leone is ready to bring those to you.
Well, you heard Fran O'Hanlon talk about the quickness of Robert Morris. That was David Apollon getting him started a couple of times. There's the dribble drive penetration, the kick out. That's Apollon again. So at the end it was Carvel Anderson. We'll see him in a moment. But early on they really spread it around, and David Apollon really had it going for Robert Morris early on. Then you see the kick out right there. Another good job. That was, I believe, number 10, and that was Deshaun Newton. And that time Lucky Jones, the returning starter. Boy, this young fella just had it going, Gary. He was, I tell you, Carvel Anderson, I'm sorry, that was Lucky Jones again. Here's the steal, and this one really iced it. That was Deshaun Newton again, number 10, doing a good job on the defensive end. For Lafayette, Bryce Scott, what a game he had, our Coca-Cola player of the game. 25 points, Gary did it a lot of different ways. Here's a catch and shoot off a down screen, the step back jumper. Terrific job by Bryce Scott. Nick Lidner doing a good job finding him again. I think that was a replay of that great set out of a Lafayette timeout. Nick Lidner in transition, Bryce Scott finding Joey Tazinski. This was a huge loss when Joey went out with that hurt calf. They missed his presence down the stretch, and this is why. Look at the step back jumper, three-pointer off the dribble, impossible to defend. Then he hits a mid-range jumper. Joey Tazinski was on a roll, and there you see he was really feeling it. Don't know why they abandoned him on this one. They left him all alone. Joey couldn't quite believe it. Then he comes off the screen. Look at the high back screen from Dan Trist to Seth Hinrichs for the dunk. A lot of highlights, but again, as we look at the highlights, I think Fran O'Hanley would like to see a little more distribution, more people involved. He did have 4 in doubles, but boy, the distribution by Robert Morris was outstanding.
And they had 5 in double figures, and Carvel Anderson absolutely took this game over when his team needed him. Lafayette shot 45% from the field. Robert Morris shot 49% from the field. The 90 Morris points came on a 36 for 73 shooting night. They were 11 for 24 from beyond the arc, 7 for 10 shooting foul shots, and they were led by Carvel Anderson's 21. The 81 by Lafayette on 27 field goals. They were 9 for 30 from beyond the arc, 18 for 20, 90% from the free throw line. And as we mentioned, 25 for Scott, Tazinski 15, 18 for Trist, and 14 for Hinrichs. Good balance by the Leopards. But they go 0-2. Robert Morris goes 2-0. We'll be back November 26th when Yale visits here at 7 o'clock. And we'll be back for the first time with the women on December 8th when they take on Stony Brook on a Sunday afternoon. Saturday, it's Lafayette football taking on undefeated Fordham. Join us at 3:30. For John Leone, for Dan Mowdy, for the RCN television team, headed up by Rick Gio, we thank you so much for watching. I'm Gary Laubach. Good night, everybody.